Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. President Trump announced new appointments to the White House political team. Trump called Zelensky a dictator and blamed Ukraine for war with Russia. Trump administration paused immigration applications over fraud concerns. Elon Musk's government office faced 11 lawsuits over data access. Lori Chavez DeRemer faces Senate confirmation hearing as Trump's Labor Secretary pick. Trump media sued Brazil Supreme Court judge over censorship claims. Trump's deportation plan left 300 migrants stranded in Panama. Governor Hochul threatened legal action against striking correction officers. Over 150 false killer whales stranded in Australia could not be saved. Gunmen killed 7 Punjabi travelers in Pakistan after checking IDs. Burglars stole $500,000 worth of valuables from Olivier Giroud's home in Los Angeles. And Dubai tournament banned a spectator for disturbing Emma Raducanu. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Trump announced new appointments to the White House Office of Political Affairs. Trevor Neglieri, Christopher Escobedo, and Marshall Moreau joined as special assistants to the president, taking key roles in political strategy. Neglieri became Deputy Director of Political Affairs after working as Political Budget Director for the Trump-Vance 2024 campaign. Escobedo, now Western Regional Political Director, previously led Trump's campaign efforts in Arizona. Moreau, the new Midwest Regional Political Director, had managed volunteer efforts and campaign operations in Iowa. The Office of Political Affairs, led by Matt Brussels, connects state and national politics with the administration's agenda. It focuses on explaining the president's policies to the public. These appointments strengthened the White House's political operations ahead of upcoming elections. More staff members may join in the future to support Trump's re-election efforts. President Trump criticized Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, calling him a dictator without elections and blaming Ukraine for the war with Russia. His comments echoed Russian claims about the conflict. On Truth Social, Trump accused Zelensky of misleading the U.S. into giving Ukraine billions in aid. He also claimed Zelensky refused to hold elections and was unpopular in Ukraine. Zelensky postponed the 2024 elections due to the war, but recent polls showed 57% of Ukrainians still trusted him. Trump's remarks came after Zelensky said the president was influenced by Russian disinformation. In response, Trump insisted Ukraine started the war even though Russia invaded in 2022. Several Republican senators and former Vice President Mike Pence rejected Trump's claims. They said Russia, not Ukraine, caused the war. US and Russian officials recently met in Saudi Arabia to discuss ending the war, but Ukraine was not included. Trump's comments may further strain relations between the US and Ukraine as the conflict continues. The Trump administration paused immigration applications for certain migrants from Latin America and Ukraine who were allowed into the U.S. under Biden-era programs. The decision, made due to fraud and security concerns, was outlined in a memo from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services dated February 14, 2025. The pause will remain in place while officials review potential fraud and improve security checks. This affects migrants who entered under programs like Uniting for Ukraine and CHNV, which allowed over 500,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans into the U.S. with American sponsors. Another affected program helped some Colombians, Ecuadorians, and Central Americans wait in the U.S. for green cards. Migrants under these programs had temporarily work permits and deportation protection, but many applied for long-term options like green cards or asylum. The USCIS memo stated that fraud checks were not working properly. Investigations found cases involving fake sponsors and incorrect information. The Trump administration had already stopped new entries under these programs and recently authorized deportations for some migrants. Officials may lift the pause after a full review, but no timeline has been given. DHS has not commented on the decision. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency faced at least 11 lawsuits over its access to Americans' personal data. Critics claimed DOGE violated privacy laws by gathering sensitive information from multiple federal agencies, including the Treasury, Education, and Social Security departments. Musk, the world's richest man and President Trump's top campaign donor, promoted DOGE as a cost-cutting effort. However, lawsuits argued it accessed tax records, student loan data, and government employee files without proper authorization. The Treasury Department admitted that a DOGE employee mistakenly received access to modify payment records. A federal judge temporarily blocked DOGE from using some Treasury and education databases, but another ruling allowed student loan data access to resume. Meanwhile, Michelle King, the top Social Security official, resigned after refusing a DOGE request for personal data. Musk defended DOGE's work and planned to expand its role. Critics warned that its data collection could lead to identity theft and privacy violations. The lawsuits aimed to stop or slow DOGE's access, but Musk's influence in the government ensured the program would continue operating. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Former GOP Representative Lori Chavez DeRemer, nominated by President Trump to lead the Labor Department, appeared at her Senate confirmation hearing. She faced questions about her past support for pro-union policies, particularly the Protecting the Right to Organize Act, which she supported during her time in Congress. The PRO Act aimed to strengthen labor protections and expand penalties for employers who violate workers' rights. Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, a member of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, announced he would oppose Chavez-DeRemer due to her past backing of pro-labor policies. Paul criticized her support for the PRO Act, which he claimed would have overridden state right-to-work laws. During the hearing, Chavez-DeRemer clarified her position, stating she no longer supported the parts of the PRO Act that conflicted with state right-to-work laws. Chavez-DeRemer's confirmation is at risk without Paul's vote. With a narrow GOP majority on the Senate committee, she may need at least one Democrat to support her nomination. If confirmed, she plans to implement President Trump's labor policies and create a balanced approach for businesses, unions, and workers. Trump media and Rumble sued Brazil Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes in a U.S. federal court. The lawsuit filed in Tampa, Florida, accused Moraes of trying to censor a well-known political user by ordering Rumble to suspend that user's U.S.-based accounts. Trump media's social media site, Truth Social, depends on Rumble for cloud hosting and video streaming. The lawsuit argued that if Rumble were shut down, Truth Social's operations would also be affected. The lawsuit came after Brazil's Prosecutor General charged former President Jair Bolsonaro with attempting a coup after his 2022 election loss. Bolsonaro, who attended President Trump's inauguration last month, was accused of plotting to poison Brazil's current president and kill Moraes. The case also referenced Musk's previous conflict with Moraes. Last year, Moraes ordered the suspension of X in Brazil after Musk refused to ban certain accounts. Brazil's Supreme Court also froze X and Sterling's bank accounts in the country. Trump, who had been the majority owner of Trump Media, transferred his shares to a revocable trust in December, making himself the sole beneficiary. Panama held nearly 300 migrants deported under President Trump in a hotel, preventing them from leaving while waiting for international authorities to arrange their return. The migrants came from 10 mostly Asian countries, including Iran, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and China. Panama's Security Minister Frank Abrego said the migrants received medical care and food under a migration agreement between Panama and the U.S. More than 40% refused to return voluntarily. Some held signs in hotel windows reading "Help" and "We are not safe in our country." The U.S. used Panama as a stopover since deporting migrants directly to some countries was difficult. Costa Rica was expected to receive another group. The agreement was announced earlier this month after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's visit. Panama's President Jose Raul Mulino, under pressure from Trump's policies on the Panama Canal, confirmed the first deportation flight arrived last week. Migrants who refused to return would be held in Darien province. The Panamanian Ombudsman's office planned to provide more details. UN agencies were working to find solutions for those unwilling to return. Governor Kathy Hochul addressed New Yorkers about an ongoing illegal strike by correction officers. She said the strike put prisons, officers, and nearby communities at risk. Hochul announced that she had been meeting with union leaders to end the strike. If the situation did not improve, she would send the National Guard to secure prisons. The National Guard had already been deployed and was ready to take action. She acknowledged the tough job of correction officers and said she had worked to improve their salaries and working conditions. A new contract had been agreed upon in March 2024 and new laws had been passed to increase prison security. However, Hochul made it clear that her top priority was public safety. She ordered the striking officers to return to work immediately. Legal action had already begun to enforce compliance. Hochul assured residents that she would take all necessary steps to restore order in state prisons. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. More than 150 false killer whales become stranded on a remote beach in Tasmania, Australia. Rescue teams arrived but faced rough ocean conditions, making it impossible to save them. By February 19th, only 90 whales were still alive, but experts decided to euthanize them to stop their suffering. The whales were found near Arthur River and some had been stuck for nearly 48 hours. The beach's remote location and strong waves made the rescue difficult. False killer whales are large dolphins that travel in groups, and their strong social bonds may have contributed to the mass stranding. Experts were unsure why the whales became stranded, but suggested possible causes like illness, loud noises, or bad weather. Scientists planned to study the dead whales to find answers. This was Tasmania's first false killer whale stranding since 1974. Australia had seen several mass whale strandings in recent years, with most ending in tragedy. Gunmen killed 7 bus passengers in Balochistan, Pakistan after identifying them as Punjabis. The attackers stopped the bus near the Punjab border, burst its tires, and checked passengers' identity cards before taking the victims outside and shooting them. No group claimed responsibility, but the Balochistan Liberation Army had carried out similar attacks before. Last year, BLA attacks killed at least 39 people, mainly targeting Punjabis. In November, the group bombed Quetta's railway station, killing 26 people, including 14 soldiers. Balochistan has faced separatist violence for years, with militants opposing government projects and foreign investments. Since January 1, 2025, at least 67 people, mostly security forces, have died in attacks. Pakistan planned to tighten security as the Champions Trophy began in the country. Major cities like Rawalpindi, Karachi, and Lahore would host matches under strict security measures. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Los Angeles FC striker Olivier Giroud's home was broken into earlier this month while he and his family were away. Police said they responded on February 5th to a report of a burglary at his house in West Los Angeles. Burglars entered by smashing a window and stole valuables worth $500,000, including 10 luxury watches. Giroud's wife discovered the break-in and called the police. Recently, burglaries at athletes' homes in the U.S. have increased. NFL players Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce were also victims. On Tuesday, federal prosecutors charged 7 men linked to burglaries at Mahomes and Kelce's homes. Giroud, 38 years old, played for Arsenal, Chelsea, and Milan before joining LAFC last May. He holds France's all-time goal record and won the 2018 World Cup. LAFC is preparing for the MLS season with their next match set for this Saturday at home against Minnesota United. A man was banned from all Women's Tennis Association events after showing fixated behavior towards Emma Raducanu during her match at the Dubai Championship earlier this month. The incident happened on February 18 when Raducanu became emotional and reported the spectator to the umpire. Security removed the man and the match was briefly stopped. The WTA later confirmed that the same man had approached Raducanu in a public area a day earlier. Officials banned him from all future WTA events pending a threat assessment. The organization said it was working with Raducanu to ensure her safety. Despite the disturbance, Raducanu fought back but lost 7-6, 6-4 to Karolina Muchova. She later thanked her supporters and praised Muchova. Muchova reached the quarterfinals while world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka was eliminated by Denmark's Clara Tauson. The tournament is ongoing with more key matches coming up. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,240.39. The NYSE Composite is increased by 109.90 points or 0.55%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,164.61. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 105.79 points or 0.27%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,351.54. The Shanghai index is increased by 27.05 points or 0.81%. Hong Kong stock close price is 22,944.24. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 32.57 points or 0.14%. Bombay stock close price is 75,939.18. The Sensex index is decreased by 28.21 points or 0.04%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. President Trump announced new appointments to the White House political team. Trump called Zelensky a dictator and blamed Ukraine for war with Russia. Trump administration paused immigration applications over fraud concerns. Elon Musk's government office faced 11 lawsuits over data access. Lori Savage DeRemer faces Senate confirmation hearing as Trump's Labor Secretary pick. Trump media sued Brazil Supreme Court judge over censorship claims. Trump's deportation plan left 300 migrants stranded in Panama. Governor Hochul threatened legal action against striking correction officers. Over 150 false killer whales stranded in Australia could not be saved. Gunmen killed 7 Punjabi travelers in Pakistan after checking IDs. Burglars stole $500,000 worth of valuables from Olivier Giroud's home in Los Angeles. And Dubai tournament banned a spectator for disturbing Emma Raducanu. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel, and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.